Okay, all my mixing producers and engineers, welcome back to another True Mixing. I'm your host on behalf of the Department of Youth Services here on number 55 Regent Street. I'm Andrew Abram, and I'm going to be doing a quick mix tutorial using Cubase version 8, just to show you guys that regardless of the DAW, you can get a professional mix with a simple EQ and compression. So I'm gonna compare my track and a track from the gospel artist Mandisa, and just to show the depth of the mix and the professionality of it. So let's play Mandisa's track.
Where things just don't work out, it started changing, and I started having doubts, and it got me so down. But I picked myself back up.
Now let's play our track. Here's the saxophone from Contact 5. Once again, you can see we get the same professional mix. Now, I am not comparing Pro Tools or Studio One and Cubase. What I'm showing you is once you have your ears trained and you know exactly where the song lies, picture it like this: control instruments with EQ frequency, not faders. Faders can only do so much. You may use a fader to lower guitar, thinking that you solve the guitar problem with getting in the way of the vocal, but actually you've pulled the guitar away from the vocal, taking away the clarity of the song if the guitar was the one that was standing out in the first place. So EQ is the tool for balance. So I'm not gonna take long. I'm just gonna cut straight through. I'm gonna start off with my kick drum, right? This is the kick drum. And I'm gonna show you what I did, right? As you can see, Cubase has a similar mix window to Pro Tools and the rest. Basically, what I'm doing, I'm parallel compressing. So, for beginners, this is where I started. I've boosted a little bit of 40 kilohertz at 1.3 dB. Actually, yes, 1.3 dB. This is what I boosted. That was what I was getting, right? Now, why did I boost a little? Just to give it a little meat. And I've boosted. Let me mute the snare drum for right now. Here's the overheads. Alright. And I've also boosted 4.6, this right here. Off, on. Just to get a little clarity on the kick. Right about there. So I've sent the kick here to the parallel compression, which is going through this vintage EQ. So let me unmute the send or the parallel compression track, and this is what I ended up with. So I'm here. What you're hearing is the snare bleed. Okay, there we go. So parallel compression off, on. With a generally soft attack, soften up the kick, and auto release using the Steinberg vintage compressor MK2. I didn't need any more low end on it, so I've just run it through the equalizer. What I can do is maybe roll off a little piece of the low end just to clear it up, maybe about 24, and get rid of some of the papery sound. Let's try about 500 kilohertz. It's right about there. And I did the same thing with the snare drum. I've sent the snare drum also through the vintage compressor. If I turn off the send for the snare, let me bring up the snare real quick. Where is it? Right here. Okay, there is my snare off. Then the snare gets soft, right? This is how we get volume with depth. So that's basically what I did for the kick drum. Now the bass now, just boosting a little bit of 6 kilohertz and rolling off some low end. And also sending it through another vintage compressor. Off, on. Pretty simple stuff, guys. Let's go on to the keyboards. Let me show what I did with the piano here. For those of you wondering where is that song coming from, it's actually the Alicia Keys Grand coming out of Contact 5, right? So here's what I basically did. I've added some low end to the piano. This is where I was first with the piano. As you can hear, it doesn't have much sub end and clarity. So I ran it through the compressor, giving a little punch. And also I'm rolling off a little bit of low end here, and then I've increased it about 7 kilohertz just for a little clarity. And also I've let me bring the low end back in. You want to make sure the piano sounds nice, big and real, right? So I'm gonna boost right about there, 20 dB at 71 kilohertz. And that's how I got that big full grand feel, right? Now to the saxophone. Put it in its own reverb. Little delay, rolling off some low end, boosting a little highs, and there we go. So just wanted to leave that with you guys. The main thing I'm trying to show you is, you as a mixing engineer, if somebody brought a session to me, a file, and it was done in Fruity Loops, I haven't used Fruity Loops before, but I know what I would go for. I know how I would want to route the audio and stuff. So I would definitely prefer to export it from Fruity Loops to WAV file and bring it in maybe Cubase, Pro Tools, or Studio One. If it was Ableton, then I would use the mixing window in Ableton. It doesn't matter where they bring the music from. The point is, you as the engineer know the sound. You know your ears are trained to catch frequencies and offending frequencies to strike the balance. So just wanted to show you that, guys. Take care.